Union.
All right, I've been up here before, so
Yeah, we feel like
everybody, he has to have his morning cigarette. All right, yeah, so right over here. Here we go.
So you guys, menthol. So you guys gonna play for us tonight or what? Come on.
We really, I can't even begin to explain how the whole band wound up here. It's too intricate a story, okay? But it was never really brought, I mean, we'll thank a friend of ours, Frank, who helped coordinate this.
Frank Rizzo.
There you go. But it was never meant as a gig because that's a lot more complicated than you think. But we'll see what happens later. But I don't want anyone, and I was really clear from the beginning that no one should be representing this as like, and Union will perform, okay? Because there's a lot more involved than you think with something like that. And John just woke up too, so. Yay! He's a true rocker.
I noticed you guys wrote and performed all the songs by yourselves on the disc. Is there any plans to write songs with other artists or to have special guests on your next studio record?
Yeah. Sure. You gotta give me a minute, I just woke up. Actually, we're all writing together right now. We're all writing individually, then we're gonna get together and start rehearsing as a band. But, you know, Bruce, we all jam with other people as well back in LA, so I don't really care whose name is on the record, as long as it's a good song. You know, if we get a good song, I'll jam with anybody, I don't care.
Yeah, I just want to say right now, kicks ass.
Thank you. So does Atlanta.
You guys were supposed to tour here a while back, supposed to be at the Masquerade, and got canceled for whatever reason. What happened, and when you guys coming back?
Well, we went back last night, actually.
To perform?
We just showed up a little late.
6 or 7 months. You know, there was a lot of mistakes that happened on our first tour, and Masquerade was on the itinerary for that tour. And I can't tell you how disappointed we were that we had to actually go home after 3 weeks because of some serious fuck-ups from I could point fingers at everybody in our life, but I don't want to. I just want to blame ourselves in a sense. But the second time we went out, we did complete the shows that were booked. We went out for 6 weeks. Unfortunately, I guess the most southern part that we got was Jackson, in Virginia, But we had every intention, and by that point, I think Masquerade didn't want to book us. Either the timing wasn't right or whatever, but it was kind of unfortunate. But I hope anyone that was hoping to see us there didn't think it was, the band not wanting to do it, okay? We had to go home, restructure, and then when we went out again, we just couldn't get a gig down here. And we want to make sure that when we go out sometime later this year, in the summer or whatever, that we, it's all done properly so that you have advance notice and it's promoted by the label and the radio knows about it, and we do it right. Otherwise, it's just a disappointment for everybody, And it's always hard with a new band. So we learned a lot last year, and I know it's only going to be better when we go back out.
Masquerade's a great club to play at.
We will try to beat it.
How's it going, man? Being a new band, I know everybody's done their own gigs and all that, but being a new band, how do you go about booking your tours and stuff besides using the label?
How do you go about
paying attention to him? I don't even like that guy.
Is he the Seven Dust? No. That's a compliment.
No, actually, his band was supposed to play with us in the Masquerade. So he's very upset with us right now.
All right.
I know him though. You don't need to answer his question.
It comes down to the manager pleasure knowing an agent who's going to book you, and sometimes, however, if you're fortunate enough to get it all working together, you get on tour. It is complicated, there's a lot involved, but it really just comes down to there is an agent, there is a manager, and then, you hopefully get it all together and make it work so you're not like losing money. That's really hard. Tiffany is truly the star of the show today. What would you say? Now she's a Kiss and Union fan.
We got a question up here. She wants to know what October Morning Wind is really all about.
Well, John, you wrote the lyrics. Go tell her.
October Morning Wind. How can I explain this?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. No, that's actually a good question. And I have no idea how to answer it. So you'll understand. It's just about life. It's about growing up and becoming an adult and having to deal with things.
You know about that, John.
That's true. I know absolutely. Like I said, I have no answer for this wonderful child, but we're just gonna. It's kind of about. Does she watch Barney? Okay. Well, Barney was in an egg, and then he grew up, and he became a purple dinosaur. He goes through all these changes, like he had little feet, and they got bigger and bigger, and he used to swim in water, and then now he walks on land and he sings stupid little songs.
Next question. Little girls and dogs will always steal the show, you know that. Somebody here?
All right, we're done. I guess we can go drink now. Bye-bye.
For John, what was it like working with Nikki Sixx?
Wow, this is a loaded question. Was this before or after? While I was in the band. Okay, it was awesome. It was great. In all honesty, I know you guys have read about like this lawsuit thing that I have with them. You know, they were great guys. I had a great time in the band. We had a lot of fun on tour. I think the album, personally, I think the album was great that we did. And, you know, unfortunately, it didn't get a lot of support from the record company. And they kind of forced Motley's hands and we got to get Vince back. And then, you know, the business thing came to play. You know, so it's a little weird now. We don't really talk, but it was really cool working with the guys, contrary to what people might think right now. So it was cool. I had a lot of fun. And if you believe that, I'll say the card.
Go here. I can't hear you, dude. Okay, yeah, the solo album question. I mean, basically, I've always wanted to, at some point, just do some largely instrumental, guitar-oriented songs, okay? And the ad that you might have seen in that Kiss special was, that jumped the gun a little bit, because I really didn't know when I'd have the time, because my priority is certainly Union. And I have cut a few things, but there's no way that it would come out before either the very end of this year or even next year. But it's going to be great, and I want to have fun doing it. But Union's writing for a new record, the live record's coming out, and that's the priority. That's what order it will be. And I know John also, he's thought about, well, what would his solo material be, but we're not ready for that now. But, you know, eventually, you know. So I think, and I'm looking forward to it. It's just, the band thing is an important project, obviously, that's more involved, because you're dealing with 4 guys and, you know, everything that's band-oriented. Good question. Yeah, who else? Over here.
Well, actually, when you know, we were recording the album, a lot of those songs had already been recorded. I sang them. When Vince came back, they redid the vocals. A lot of the songs, they rewrote the lyrics and the melodies and different things like that. But now I don't know, this is just my opinion, but there's a song in the record called Let Us Pray, which it was one of the songs that I sang, and you know, it was weird. I hadn't even heard the record. All these people were emailing me and my manager, and they're going, "Dude, man, you're singing on Let Us Pray," you know, and I got it. There's a couple screams in there, and you know, I think it's me, and all you guys think it's me. My managers think it's me, but Motley said it isn't. They said it was Tommy. So, whatever, man. You know, it's one of the things that we're arguing about. It's stupid, but it's the business part of it, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it's the way it rolls, you know. No big deal. Can you find this? There's this guy over here has a question. Well, I didn't really join. He wanted to know if I joined Slash's thing, but I was asked, you know, but you know, it's really weird. After doing the Motley thing, I wasn't. It's hard to explain. I wanted to do something on my own. I didn't want to join. Like joining Motley Crue wasn't. It wasn't. I don't want to say it was hard, but it's really difficult jumping into a band, you know, that's been established. They've got 10 or 15 years, you know, as it was hard for Bruce to fill in for, you know, Ace and Vinny and all that stuff. It's hard to fill somebody else's shoes. People have expectations, you know, and it was hard for me to like read a lot of press and stuff, and people would say, well, Motley's really cool, but it's just not the same. It wasn't supposed to be, you know what I mean? So Slash was looking for a singer, and they contacted my manager, and my manager said, hey, would you want to do this? It was the same time Bruce and I started putting this together, and I said, not really, because that would be Slash's thing, what Slash wants. You know, this is, it's cool, because we all, you know, when we write these songs and we do this, we all talk, and we have input, you know, in unity. And I just didn't want to join another band where I was going to have to do something somebody else's way. You know, it's a lot of fun, but it's kind of limited at the same time. So.
Hey John, the Motley album that you did, Power to the People, Living Holiday, and Uncle Jack, just kicked ass. In fact, you did a tour, stopped at the Roxy here. If anybody missed it, they missed a great show.
Thank you.
The Greatest Hits album that Motley released, were you disappointed that nothing from that album was on it?
The Greatest Hits? Yeah, it doesn't bother me. You know, it's weird. A lot of people, I don't really have, you know, I really don't care, you know what I mean? Not to sound like an idiot, but you know, that was then and this is now. You know, Motley Crue, what I did with them, it was great. It was awesome at the time. It didn't work out. I moved on. I got a great band now with these guys, and you know, we're growing, we're out, we're working really hard and everything. And I really have a lot of, I believe that Union is going to be a really big band. You know, I think we're going to kick ass in the future, and we've got great songs. We got two more albums coming out this year, so I'm really excited about that. So I don't even worry about it. You know, if Motley's doing their thing. If they didn't want to put any of the songs on it, you know, so be it. That's their deal.
Did you gain a lot of experience from that experience to take the Union? Recording? Yeah,
I learned not to sign anything without reading it first. No, that's cool. I honestly, don't get me wrong, I had a great time with Motley. Nikki, Tommy, and Mick, even Vince. I met Vince and I hung out with him and we were doing a Generation album. They're, in all honesty, they're really cool guys. I know in a lot of ways they're misunderstood with a lot of things. Tommy's going through a lot of shit right now.
Yeah, speaking of Tommy, how'd you get along with him?
Awesome. When I was on tour, when we were on tour, Tommy and I shared a bus together. We, you know, we would come to Atlanta, or when, you know, any of the cities, it was always Tommy and I would go out and have fun and get into trouble. So we, you know, we were a little bit thicker than the other two guys, but it sounds really stupid because of a lawsuit, but that's a business thing. But on a personal end of it, I really dig those guys. I think they're great people.
Are you surprised at the trouble that he's in now?
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Are you surprised at the trouble that Tommy's in now and what all is about?
No, you know, you gotta understand something. I mean, Tommy, in his heart, is a really good guy. You know, but you're talking about somebody that was very successful at a very young age. You know, Motley's always, up until this point, has always gotten into trouble. They're the bad boys of rock, you know what I mean? they always got into trouble, and somehow they always got out of it, you know, and it's weird. It's, you know, it's really hard. You know, it's only a matter of time, what I'm saying, it's only a matter of time before that kind of shit starts catching up to you, and you start getting your hands slapped. Unfortunately, you know, things ain't working out for him right now, and I wish him the best, man. I hope he gets his head together. And that's cool.
You ever seen Pamela Anderson naked?
Well, you know that video that's out? That's me holding the camera, buddy. That's one of the other things I'm suing for. I want my rights on the, when you roll the edit, the things at the end of the film. I didn't see my name on that, man. I'm suing. I edited that film, I told him how to move, where to hold the leg, you know what I mean? I didn't no credit for anything. Yeah, I mean, stop with those questions. There's a child here, damn it!
I wasn't working with Eric on the ESP record, and is that going to develop a plan?
You know, we went to Australia, John, me, and Carl, and Eric. It was fun. That was really almost union plan. It was really up to this promoter, and he was like, well, Eric's already down there with Brian May. I just finished the tour. But it set up an opportunity for you to go there sometime this year, which is great. That was fun doing that. We go cover songs. You know, we got a dealer over there. I think that's selling the disc if you haven't heard it yet. But it's good stuff, you know. And it's timeless. It's something I've discussed it many times with Eric Singer. That, look, right now, you know, I got a lot of commitments with the union and things to do. But we can, you know, whenever there's a downtime kind of period, it's timeless because it's coverage, you know. It's not like, oh, there's a new music thing. So we'll get together and jam whenever it makes sense, and you know, he's cool with that, and we'll have fun with it. It's just a little side thing that we had some fun with. Didn't take a lot of time, and it was all done in the spirit of fun, and just it's always a lot more serious, and there's a lot more work involved when you're writing new music and creating you're really creating something. You know, here we all kind of pick songs from our past. So no pressure to do that at all. It really isn't. Maybe we'll do another one another time too. You never know. So, but we enjoy doing it. It's fun. Yes, this girl here. Yes.
I can't hear you, sweetie. It's hard to keep up with all the touring.
And be a good parent at the same time.
And be a good parent at the same time. Well, you know what? It's really weird. I have an awesome kid who loves what I do, and I've been blessed with the fact that he got a set of drums and he's taught himself how to play, and he's actually really good. So when I'm home, you know, we hang out, we do normal things. We go riding on bikes, we go to the movies. A lot of times I'll go over to his house and I'll take a guitar or something like that, and we jam together. You know, and eventually I would actually like to bring him out on the road with me so that he can see what this is all about. You know, maybe if he wants to be a musician, I want him to see what it's all about from the top, you know, bottom to the top, see what it's like to go on the road and all that other kind of stuff. And you know, I think I'm a pretty good parent. I try to be, you know. His mom gets mad at me when I teach him certain words that he's not supposed to say, but other than that, it's fun, man. It's cool. It's all we make it. Everything is, you know. It's not.
She's got a question.
She's like, can I have my daughter back, please? You pervert.
I'm jealous of her. I'd like to be where she wants to well, I have a question for Jane and Brent. I'd like to know, what did y'all inspire you, basically? What is your history?
Brent was a Canadian Mountie.
Her question was, what did I do before I was in Canada? I don't think, unless you guys are from Canada, you really know anything about this. So. Actually, where's Jeff? I have two friends from Winnipeg. I used to be in a band called Streamer, who had like 10 gold records out of Canada. And I just was like a touring guy and joined. These guys were like, they could have been my dad. Wow. Anyway, it was a cool band though. It got me started.
So can I call it Take It Easy?
And, no, I just moved down to LA. I met Bruce through some friends and we just started working together. I do have some trivia though. The band that I was in, I think Ace Frehley recorded one of the songs on his second solo record. It's a song called Dancing with Danger. People ask me that all the time, but I didn't write the song, I didn't play on it, but that band was the band that originally wrote it, so some sort of Kiss connection there. Anyway. James.
I've played with a number of groups over the years, and a couple of notable ones were the Eddie Money Band and the David Lee Roth Band. Actually, last time I was here in Atlanta, I played with last year with David Lee Roth, and I had a great time, so I wanted to go back last night. That's where I wanted to go instead of going to the
And he hurt himself!
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've played a lot of groups over the years, and I've played brother with his guitar, and I had been with him when we were growing up, and had a chance to work with a lot of different players. It's a short circuit when you play around Los Angeles. There's a lot of musicians there, Hollywood and all that, and you get to meet players through word of mouth or hanging out at clubs or whatever. So that's how we kind of met.
Would that be it? Oh, okay, all right. Live album. Bruce, it's like the first week of April or something?
Sometime in April. We're going to have a real announcement about that real soon. We're just finishing up the last things about the artwork, okay? And we're real proud of it. People that have gotten a chance to hear it, close friends of ours, are very, very impressed with it. It sounds even better in some ways than the actual studio album. And then there's all those other songs like I Walk Alone and Powers of Music and Jungle and a Scream song, which came out really cool. There was a lot of interplay with vocal and lead guitar on that, Man in the Moon as well. So, and there's 2 bonus tracks on it too. So all the business stuff is going to be straightened out. I would imagine by the middle of this month that I can make a real announcement because we want to set it up right too. Right now it's not going to be on the label that signed us to get the first album and put out our next studio record. But that guy's kind of interested, so that's why I can't make the announcement until I know for sure what's going on. But we're going to know really soon. It's called Live in the Galaxy. Just a little play on the words because it's mostly from this place called Galaxy, of course. And we're real proud of it. It's a pretty cool record. I think you're all going to enjoy it. Whoever didn't see us on tour, obviously get a chance to get a vibe of what it was. Yeah, go ahead. Which magazines? Oh, I see them. What about it? Oh, they're happy with the coverage. Well, to be honest, we've always kind of been in there, and especially more so when we had the first record, debut and everything. But of late, there hasn't been a lot of union news, just a little bit of stuff. If I showed up at a Kiss show, or if the band, showed up somewhere, we got a picture taken, I know they were down at the NAMM show last weekend, where we did a signing for ESP guitars. That went really well. It was a great crowd. Even though Jerry Miller, who you may know or not, she's not going to be involved with that magazine anymore, but they're still very supportive of Union, and they have the live record now. They're going to do a review of it. So, and I want to do a proper kind of launch once I really know what's happening. I can give them the information. But they'll be supportive. But one thing I think the band we realize, the Metal Edge is great because there's very few rock magazines that cover rock bands like Kiss or Union. Not everybody gets that magazine. I still run into Kiss fans who are a fan of mine and go, "What are you doing, Bruce?" And I go, "I have a new band called Union." Oh, okay. And it's obvious they never buy Metal Edge, or we didn't get to that town to do a show or get the exposure. So it's a great magazine, but again, it doesn't cover everybody. It doesn't cover all the Kiss fans. And that's why we want to make sure next time we get out there, we can get it in as many magazines as possible. We're really good out there. We'll have a new publicist and everything, even though Paula did the best she could at NAMM. People can still leave information with her if they're trying to get to us. And all your email people, we have unionasylum.com, of course, is our website. And if you want to email the band directly, there's a union99@AOL.com. Very, very easy. All the info will be on the live record, too. She just won the...
Hey Bruce, another question. They want to know if you play any guitar or bass on Cycle Circus CD.
Oh, big question.
Actually, he played drums.
Yeah, I was a drummer.
He played guitar, basically. He played drums.
You know, I hate to in any way try to take credit for something that I didn't do, and especially everyone's always asking for take the credit. No, they all think I played the lead on Dreaming and this guitar work. You know, I will tell you that there's a backwards guitar thing that was flown off the demo within. That's pretty obvious, but I didn't play any lead guitar on the record. And the bass stuff, there's a few things. You know, I did demos with Paul, and they really liked the demos I did on that, and they could have used that very, very well, of course. You know, just some of the Paul songs, but what I really hate is everyone thinking I played lead guitar on the record, and it wasn't me.
Is there a possibility when Kiss comes back around that you can possibly open up some shows?
That's a really good question, and I don't know.
Don't get me started, pal.
Yeah. You know, through a friend of ours who knows Gene really well, kind of pitched Union or ESP being involved in some way, and he got very uncomfortable about it. He was like, oh, people talk already, I don't know if I could have that, and it's not out of any disrespect to the band, you know, it's just, you know, they already talked too much, you know, and I know, I was in the band long enough to know Gene that if there was a really big bill, maybe it's possible, but if it was just Union and Kiss, unfortunately, I don't think that, and it's not out of any disrespect to us, it's just like, I don't think they necessarily want to, you know, they feel it's awkward for Ace and me, and that's the way Gene's going to run it. Plus, I don't think we can afford to pay them enough to open. You know, to be quite honest, you know, I mean, they get bands that actually pay them money, okay? We're not in that position, okay? So it's a favor I'd love to see happen.
I did offer to mow Gene's lawn and stuff, but it wasn't mine.
The lawn's not going to do it, you know. So it's an unfortunate situation, and if I really knew, or he was guaranteed, well, Union's going to bring in 3,000 people, you know, and we'll cover the rest, unless it came down to something like that, it's very hard to make something like that happen. And because I know the way they are, I don't take it personally, because I know the way they are. It used to be brought up, why can't Ace open for us? Okay, this is when we were either Revenge or Honda Shade, and Gene was very uncomfortable with it. Again, the same thing, I don't feel comfortable about this, and it's not the right thing to do, and it never happened, as you know. And I think Ace probably would have done it. Why not? It would have been great, but whatever. It's just one of those catch-22s that I wish it was that easy, but it just never seems to be.
Another question, when is Union going to put out a video?
Well, I have one, I just made one last night in my room. That'll be out on SpectraVision, or SpectraVision.
Actually, last night it was brought to our attention by the people who do our website, Chris and Beth, who we want to thank, of course. You know, a lot of people do ask about a Union video, and that was never part of our deal with Mayhem to do an official, you know, like, okay, we're going to do Old Man Wise the video, or whatever. But it was brought enough up to our attention that the band's going to look at everything we have that's been given to us by fans and friends of ours, and maybe we can actually put something together. It will probably be very like average bootleg quality, but maybe that's going to be okay. Maybe we could really string together some performances, some off-the-cuff things, and put it together, you know, if it doesn't cost too much, and we realize that it would be something enjoyable, put together a 45-minute tape or something like that, and then sell it at these conventions or through the website, or, you know. So we'll see. I don't want to ever say no, but right now, that's about it. As far as we've gotten with it, you know, that's about it.
Hey Bruce, I heard that you and Eric did a lot of the Carnival Souls album, played on most of the instruments, the leads and everything. Is that true?
Like me and Eric?
Yeah.
Well, Eric just played drums.
Without Paul and Gene?
No, Paul played with them on a few things, not a lot, because some of the stuff was just a little difficult. Gene, he played as much as he could, which only meant a few songs of Paul's I played bass on, because it just was an odd feel, and it didn't feel right. Obviously all the leads, you know, they really let me do. And they were really happy with letting me just like do a lot of it, because I did a lot of the demos. And they wanted it to sound like the demos. So I didn't have a problem with that, and they didn't either. And also they were kind of busy making the phone calls, setting up the what would become the reunion tour, you know.
That's a great album.
Well, thank you. Thanks. it's kind of the black sheep of maybe like right next to the elder, you know, right now. But you know, it didn't sell that terribly, and I hope it continues in catalog to do well. It still sells, yeah. So that's cool. So does the Union album. People are still buying that. They have a hard time finding it, but that's part of why we're really happy that that first record's going to go out with a new label, which is called Town, by the way. And they're going to make big announcements soon about them setting up and what their distribution is going to be. But I think this is a company that is going to be able to put the right kind of push behind the band because they have a better presence in Europe. They're actually a guy from Europe is the owner of it, you know. So we're looking forward to what's going to happen this year for us. We're kind of excited that he cared enough to buy the first album. And he's going to repackage it. I think we're going to put Old Darling, right, John? There's going to be a bonus track on that album. And then of course you get the live record to check out. So that's what's happening for us this year. All right, just a few more. What's up?
Have you ever thought about playing Little Caesar?
Playing Little Caesar. I don't know if it would be appropriate for Union. And I'm talking about earlier, I mentioned a little bit about Eric Carr's stuff. That was actually a Kiss song, so we're not going to be able to put it out again, you know. But I don't know. I think that's kind of odd, actually. Although it's a great song, so maybe we should look for a bootleg of that. We did it at one concert, you know. I think we did it once or twice. Nobody knew the song, so we didn't. Okay, one more, and then we'll sign stuff for you. Yeah, over here, Tiffany's Day. Okay.
South Carolina, in that area.
Oh, we're going to tour down south?
Yeah.
We'd like to. Obviously, we didn't get there. It's funny, for rock and roll, Northeast and the East Coast are always strong, and you notice we didn't Kiss tour this year. The Midwest and the Northeast, right? They didn't even get to the West Coast. Yeah, they will probably eventually, but that's really where the rock stuff is strong. All right, so let's wrap this up now, and we'll see you in a few minutes over there. We're also going to have a Polaroid camera that we can take some pictures of the whole band if you like, you know. And we'll have a good friend yelling out, a good fellow yelling out how to do that. I want to thank you again. We'll see you all later. Over there.
What all four y'all together?
On the tables.
Just
You can use your own camera. Alright? Polaroids are $10. You can take a picture with anyone you want. You'll sign the bottom of
there you go.
Thank you.
There it is. You signed it.
You know, that's almost like the same pose in your guitar ads. Remember you had your guitar ads years ago, man. It was almost the same pose.
Well, except my...
Also, for everybody lined up for the autographs and the photos, we've got a Polaroid at the table. You could get a Polaroid shot with anybody at the table for $10 if you don't have a camera. And they'll sign it.
Legit.
Where's your matches?
Feeling bad today?
We got a hard time without matches.
Talking to me? Yeah.
Hang out with They're the best.
I have no
Now.
Yeah, their face.
Now I want to go there with me. Check out these guys. Check them out. I can lift weights. Lifting. Check them out. Right? I've been lifting. We can total count the tattoo.
Showing me his nipple. That's about as perverted.
Looks a little different now. The guy was in here. Sounds great. I haven't heard this in ages.
we're only here till tomorrow, and then we got a bunch of stuff, but the next time I come back. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So basically you guys want to rent me a car. Seriously, you know, I mean, it's a little hard because I don't know if I'm going to have a day off or whatever, but you know what I mean?
And then we gotta go back to California.
So we're going. Where do you guys live anyway? You're in Atlanta?
No, we live in Alabama Grove.
Where?
Walnut Grove. Alabama. That's like Sneed, Alabama.
Walnut Grove. Yeah, sorry, the flashback.
Tell me your age.
Hey, John.
Not that I know of. You can ask him. I'll take it as a compliment, but I don't know where the dance side are.
No, it's still hunting your hat. They're sold out. You don't want this guy. You know what it is? It's a guy.